Phương Thanh. Now I am a teacher of English at Liên High School. In this video, I would like to bring you a brief introduction of my study, which I have applied in my classes in the first semester of this school year. My study names some tips for post-reading activities. Now please listen and watch.
Now I will give these the table content of the broad introduction. With the four-part introduction, the table content of study, the effectiveness proof, and the author's pledge. You know that Edmund Burke said that reading without reflecting is like eating without digesting. Reflecting or post-reading activities plays a very important role in reading activities. So I put my study in focus with this activity. With the first one introduction, I will give you the background study that post reading is very important as it helps learners recall the lexical item and information about the topic, provide students chance to use those languages, item and information in productive activities, and is a time for students reflection. And the purpose of study is to collect and record some effective techniques for our activities in teaching post-reading. We experiment these techniques by applying them in reality and assessing the effectiveness of these techniques as well as the reflection of feedback from students. And the scope of the study is some techniques for post-reading activities, and the study touches 10 grade learners at 3 classes in Môn Tiếng Anh High School. Now let's start the study. As a literature review, some facts about teaching English at Môn Tiếng Anh High School. We can see some advantages such as the Môn Tiếng Anh High School always has a good result in student performance of English lesson, English subject. However, there are some disadvantages from teacher. For example, most teachers here are under the high pressure, as well as they rarely be trained the new method. As some disadvantages from learners that students here have to study much and have to do so many examinations. But I think small changes, big results. And we start change is the ways of teaching post-reading activities by 3 methodologies. With the first one is application of some funny games in vocabulary checking. For example, crossword, or matching the meaning, or using the vocabulary. The second methodology is the application of some activities in comprehension checking. For example, speed chatting, using picture, or chain games, or making true or false statements. The third methodology is the application of some activities of summarizing. For example, build up the mind map, or fill in gaps of summary, or summary writing. So there are 3 methodologies I have applied in this study. And then I experienced by applying the real lessons, and I got some results, and I set the effectiveness of some techniques as now. There are some proof from students' performance so that you can say that the study is effective. Example, I got the result that about 75% of students got a higher mark at the end of the study in the compare with the beginning. With the average score for the first test, which given in the beginning of the study is 7.2, but the average score in the second test, which was given at the end of the study, is 8.5. There is also the improvement in student speaking skill. I will give you the speaking from Nguyễn Đoàn Phong Lan from the class 10A4. You can listen. So you can see that she can say not much, alright? But at the end of the study, now you can listen to her. She can speak much better. Alright, so you can see that she speaks much better, right? And there is also the improvement in students' writing skill. This is writing from students, some students from the Phạm Quang Huy. After the non-applied new techniques lesson, and Nguyễn Lan Hương after an applied new techniques lesson. You can see that there are there's differences between these two writings. And that is a proof from students' performance, and there is some proof of the effectiveness of the study from students too. Now I want you to listen to sharing from Đồng Thị Minh Tâm from the class 10 and 11.
I think the funny portraiting activity are very useful for me.
And the second one is a sharing from Nguyễn Khắc Hiếu from the class 10 A3.
I like building up my math activity because it helps me to review not only the vocabulary, but also the information about the topic mentioned in the passage.
Right. And I think the creativity of the study is that I applied suitable techniques and collect the result as assessed up right to that, and adjust the technique if there is any negative response. And this is the author's pledge. I pledge not to infringe the copyright, and that the mentioned methodology has been put into the practice, as well as all the figures and text given as proof are real. And there's a reference. And thank you very much for your.
So that is the content of my study. Should you have any questions or comments, please contact me via the email or phone number here. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.
Chào mẹ tí.